Hola. Thanks for coming to JIRA Service Desk for customer service. As Caroline mentioned, I'm Vincent. I'm one of the product managers for JIRA Service Desk, and with me we have Jared. He's a product manager for Intuit, but also a customer of JIRA Service Desk. So before we start, can I get a good show of hands on who's actually using JIRA Service Desk right now for any use? Ooh, almost all of you. Awesome. Thank you very much. It's best product out of all the products, so you're doing well. So for those who put your hand up, you're actually part of the 28,000 plus teams that are actually using JIRA Service Desk for many different use cases, such as IT support, incident management, service desk for business teams like HR, marketing, etc., and of course, customer service. And when we first started Service Desk, we saw that many of you actually struggle with your service desk solution, and we know that from the JIRA platform, we have all the building blocks we need to build an amazing and flexible service desk. And from the very, very beginning when we first started, actually, a few of you already started using us for customer service. And we found out the reason is because from our core product, we have some very customer service features built into Service Desk, such as a very simple-to-use customer portal, agent-based pricing where we only charge your agents but not your customers, and then the integration between development team and also your support team. But over the years, more and more of you start using it for customer service, so we started adding more and more customer service specific features. So one we added was customer organizations, where you can group your customers together into organizations and your customers can see each other's tickets if they're from the same organization. We brought into full customization of the email content and also the template and the design of the email. We have CSAT surveys, so you can actually ask your customer how good your support is to measure your customer experience. And very fresh, very new from last Friday on cloud, we released anonymous portal where you can actually raise requests without having to log in by just simply leaving your email address, and you can view knowledge base without logging in as well. And also multi-language support on the customer portal. So now you can translate your portal into 9 or, as the keynote said, up to 18 different languages. So for those who are actually already using it for customer service, you're part of the 60% of our customers that are actually using JIRA Service Desk for customer service. And with me today, we have Jared from Intuit, who is one of our customers.
Hola, greetings. As Vincent said, my name is Jared. I work for Intuit. Some of you may be familiar with our company. We're a very large global organization, and we focus on providing financial solutions for both consumers, small businesses, and accounting professionals. Some of our core products are TurboTax, QuickBooks, ProConnect, and Mint.com. Overall, what we're really trying to do is just simplify the business of life and make people's financial lives as simple as possible. What I want to talk to you about today actually is just a sub-product of the Intuit product line. It's a workers' compensation solution. This is actually specific to a US workers' compensation insurance policy. This is a very complicated product that involves multiple different types of customers, and I'm going to get into this and why Service Desk has helped us solve for a very complex problem. So we actually have two applications that I'm going to talk about a little bit, and I am going to bore you with a little bit about US insurance and workers' compensation, but we'll get into the fun stuff shortly. So we have two applications. We have an insurance company SaaS application, and then we have a consumer payment and data service. Just a little bit of background first about workers' comp. I don't know if any of you know about it, but basically workers' compensation is an employer-based or an employer protection insurance policy that protects employers for when employees get hurt on the job. Historically, workers' compensation was typically always paid upfront in full. A small business will buy a policy and they will have to pay everything upfront. Over time, it's changed as data has become available. Workers' compensation, the amount of money that a business pays, is actually based on the payroll that they estimate that they're going to pay throughout the year. This was problematic when they're doing full payment plans because they were actually paying too much or too little, and they'd have to either pay more or get money back at the end. What we've done is we've decided to connect their workers' comp policy to their payroll. So what's happening now is they're actually paying their payroll, and they are paying their workers' compensation exactly what's due at the time it's due. Now, the problem with this was insurance companies. They are way behind the times in technology in many cases, and they couldn't deal with all this data. So what we did is we designed a software as a service application called TruePay. TruePay kind of brings it all together for the insurance company. This allows them to onboard new customers to the program, does everything from consumption of the data, connection to different payroll companies, and ultimately billing of the premium to the individual customer. Now, TruePay is the SaaS application I talked about in the beginning. The consumer application, or service rather, is our connected service. Now, this is actually what connects Intuit payroll customers to the workers' compensation policy. Now, this is where things get a little complicated because not only do we have these SaaS customers that require support, but we also require these small business payroll customers that require support as well. And this is all supported by my team, one small team. So a little definition of our customers again. On the QuickBooks and the payroll side, we have small businesses, accountants, self-employed individuals that want to connect their workers' comp policy to their insurance policy, their payroll. On the TruePay side, which is the SaaS application, this is aimed at large insurance companies. There's only dozens of customers, but they're enterprise-level organizations, very often with hundreds of users within the application. Now, prior to Service Desk, this is what our support model looked like. It was a mess. So up in the top left here, we have our payroll customer service. So these are our Intuit payroll customers. They're the ones that are calling up to just the standard Intuit care, trying to connect their policy to their payroll to their policy. In the upper right, we have the insurance company users. Now, what complicates things is these payroll customers are also the customers of the insurance companies, and these are all our customers, and we have to support them all. So what we've done, or what we did in the past, the old way, is the insurance company users were using a third-party bug tracking system for any software support type issues in the SaaS application. On the payroll customer side, they were going through standard Intuit Care, where they would just get cycled through a call center, and everything was being tracked there. Now, everything was being triaged by our workers' comp support team in the middle, which is the team that I was running. This was chaos because there was no connection to anything. There was no connection between the payroll customers and the insurance company customers, and we just had to deal with data all over the place. Now, where things really started to fall in line is we always use JIRA to manage our software development cycles. So anytime we need to escalate some type of issue to our development team, we'd have to go through this horrible triage process where data is all over the place, and ultimately we track it. So there's no end-to-end connection there at all. Service Desk fixed that for us. So the Service Desk way, we have a customer-facing portal on the payroll side and also a customer-facing portal on the insurance company side. These two can also talk together by using connected projects in the portal that I'm going to show you momentarily. Everything funnels down through JIRA Service Desk and the workers' comp support team. Now, one of the beautiful things about this is not only can everything funnel properly and everything's connected, but we can also escalate issues to our developer team. I'm going to talk about that shortly. So getting into the setup and how we did this. One thing that I'm sure some of you that use Service Desk probably love is the use of organizations. Organizations allowed us to set these insurance company customers up as individual organizations. This was awesome for us because this allows us to track issues by insurance company, and then also they get visibility within their organization of issues that are coming up from either the payroll care team or from their own internal users. Now, another thing that is great about use of organizations is we can actually raise issues on an organization's behalf. So if we get a call directly or if we have a meeting and an issue is identified, we can just raise that issue on their behalf, and then all of a sudden, everybody within that organization gets access to that ticket. Now, further down the line, as our business grows more and more, we realize that we need more service agents to be able to manage specific customers. All of our customers are very heavily customized, so we want to make sure that we have the right agents working on the right issues. So you can build queues based on your your organizations. Now, before I get into queues, I want to talk a little bit about the portal setup. So very easy to set up. It's very simple to be able to create a branded customer-facing portal. This is great for us because all of our different types of customers know when they're submitting an issue that it's for an Intuit issue. Now, looking at what I have up on the screen here, we were able to build out different categories and different issue types depending on the actual type of, the actual project that's being displayed. So there's very specific different issue types that are going to resonate perfectly with the type of issues that our different customers are used to seeing. Now, not only can you customize the issue types, but each issue type or request type can actually be customized and the form can be different for each one. This makes sure that we can get the data that we need to properly triage and fix issues. Now, what was most important to me working as in the support team is escalations. We need to know when a customer needs to have something fixed and how to fix that. So we've done a few different ways that we can escalate. So because we have two different service desk projects, we actually have different ways of escalation and different paths. Now, my preferred method is to actually use transitions and workflows to escalate. These transitions and workflows create statuses. Now, these statuses can be used to develop different queues so your service agents can know what tickets are in what status and how to properly escalate things. Now, not only can these workflows be used to escalate tickets internally within your service desk team or with a customer, but you can also escalate these tickets to the developer team, which works on a whole different JIRA project. Now, not only can you use workflows and transitions to escalate issues, but you can also use SLAs. SLAs are a new thing that within Service Desk that allow you to set service level agreements. Now, you can see here on the screen, I have a pretty lengthy JQL setting up this individual queue. Now, what this has done is this has allowed us to have our Service Desk agents know which tickets have been out there for a while, which tickets are new and are urgent, and which ones should be worked on. So our agents always know what to work and when. So this is how we actually set up the individual SLAs. We kept it pretty simple. We used priorities to define how long that we say we're going to take to fix an individual issue. So these SLAs can also, like I said, can drive the queues. And because of priorities that a customer can actually set, we know what's important to our customers, and then our agents can take action on what's important. Now, my favorite thing, because I managed this whole team and I was the product manager behind all the support of this, was the ability to escalate or link an issue directly on our JIRA board. So our JIRA software board is also used to be able to know when to work on run the business issues that come up that can only be resolved by a developer. In the past, in our old way, I would have to scramble and pull information from all over the place and ultimately create a new JIRA ticket to then throw into a current sprint and for our developers to work on. By creating a linked issue, not only can I automatically create a ticket, copy over most of the information automatically to this new ticket, but I can also just prioritize it right away. And then because I have this linkage and using the automation that's available within Service Desk, my tickets now on the customer side can automatically be commented when the developer on the JIRA board is making updates. It makes things visible end to end, and it also gives me a lot of data that I can work with. Speaking of data, there's a lot of very easy to use and easy to build reports in Service Desk. We've done some really cool stuff on our side where we can get really granular and see how many tickets individual organizations are submitting by type. So it's very simple to do. You can use JQL to do it, and it's very easy to create very nice visual graphs. Now, as far as data is concerned, we've had some amazing results. One of the biggest things that we've seen is a dramatic reduction in time to resolution because we're not pulling information from all over the place. It's all in one place and it's all connected. In the past few months alone, we've seen a reduction in time to resolution of 34%. This is dramatic for us. Now, because of this, we've also seen customer support satisfaction scores increase from an average of 3.1 stars to 4.7 stars. Now, as far as next steps, I think I'm just scratching the surface of what Service Desk can do. There's a lot of functionality that we haven't even dipped our toes in for email customizations. I really want to be able to go in and customize emails based on organization, which is very easy to do. I just haven't gotten there yet, so I have a lot of work ahead of me. And lastly, the knowledge base. We've started to build out knowledge base entries, but we haven't even scratched the surface on this yet. Vincent is going to talk a little bit more about the capabilities of the knowledge base, and that's what our plan is to move forward. But on that note, I'm going to hand it back to Vincent.
Thank you. So as Jared talked about, one of the best next step you can do is to create a knowledge base. In fact, when we survey our customers, like you guys, most of you actually told us that this is one of the next steps you want to go to in the next 12 months or the next 18 months. And it makes a lot of sense, because when we have a problem ourselves, when was the last time the first thing you do is to pick up a phone to ring someone? You usually Google the problem, try to find a solution to help, and then help yourself. If you can't help yourself, you continue looking until you really can't solve the problem, then you contact someone. And that's the same with your customers as well. Most of them will want to help themselves when you give them a way for them to help themselves. And not only is it great for our customers, it's also very good for the agents. From our internal study, we know that by adding a Confluence knowledge base to JIRA Service Desk, it has shown to reduce or deflect up to 45% of the ticket. So now your agents, rather than working on those repetitive tasks over and over again, answering the same thing over and over again, you can have your customers go and actually look for the solution themselves and help themselves and learn it, and don't have to come back to the agent and have your agent team working on more important things. So setting up knowledge base is very easy. You simply connect a JIRA project to a Confluence space, and the pricing is also very good, very similar to JIRA Service Desk. So you only pay for your agents, but you don't have to pay for your customers, unless you want your customers to add articles as well. But after you config the knowledge base, when your customers come in to look for a problem to solve, by searching for it, we simply show the related knowledge base first as a natural deflection. They can go in and see if it's useful. If not, then they can go in and raise a request. We also show knowledge base if they go to the form directly. So when you start typing in things that are related to a knowledge base and we think a knowledge base can help you and it's related, then we pop out the suggested knowledge base as well, so your customers can have a chance to see the solution themselves and help themselves. So a lot of people ask me, how do we start a knowledge base? What are some good tips to starting a good knowledge base with JIRA Service Desk? So these are the 3 common tips I give to people. So the first one is the best way to get started is actually looking back onto your history. So your JIRA Service Desk is a goldmine of information. You can use our report functionality with JQL to craft reports to look into what are the most common things your user actually submits. So common things that can easily be solved by an article are perfect things to create a knowledge-based article for your customers. And then the next thing is to optimize for discoverability. Just because you have a 100-page product documentation doesn't mean you can just put it like that as a knowledge base. Like, no one's going to read through 100 pages of information to look for that small bit of information to help them. So we recommend the best way to actually create knowledge-based article is sort of problem, solution, problem, solution. So keep it as short as possible and directly solve a problem. The next thing is to actually use very clear labels. So don't use any special words only you use internally. Use words that think about your customer, think about when they reach the service desk, what would they most likely search for and what would they most likely ask for, and create those as titles. And another very important thing is labels. Think about labels as a search booster. It boosts your search results for knowledge-based article. So just because all your articles relate to your product, don't put your product as the label for everything, because that does nothing. So think about special key terms that will boost your search result and then add those as your labels. And the last tip is to actually, your knowledge base is not a static thing that you do once and you leave it there forever. It's very important to actually start building reports. You can build reports in Service Desk. We have knowledge-based reports actually in the product that you can continue to look to see how your knowledge base is performing, and then see what you have to improve on, see which articles is doing well, which articles are not doing too well, and improve on. If you have new requests coming in that can potentially be solved by a knowledge-based article, you can start creating those. So it's a very lean approach. You have to measure, you have to learn, you have to continue to improve the process. Another good tip is that if you know that you have a product change or service change coming ahead, don't wait till more requests start flowing through to actually create the article. Create the article before you actually make the changes, so that your customers when they reach the portal, you have a solution ready for them. So that's knowledge base. Another great way you can power up your service desk is via our add-ons. So we have tons of add-ons, very, very vibrant marketplace. As you can see it from the expo floor, we have tons of partners here with us. I'm just going to go through some quick examples of some of the add-ons that can actually enhance your knowledge base. For example, the first one is if you want to have a web chat solution, OLAC have developed a live chat add-on that connects OLAC with JIRA Service Desk. So you can now embed live chat onto your product, onto your website, and then your agents from OLAC can create service desk tickets directly. The next one is voice. If you do phone support, a good service desk I recommend is Call Center for JIRA Service Desk. So that enhances your service desk with phone support. So your customers can now call up a service desk, and then your agents can even answer from the service desk. And the great, cool feature about this is it records the conversation and actually adds it to the service desk ticket as well. So your agents can see what the conversation is, and then they can call back to the customer as well. The next one is a CRM add-on. A lot of you probably use CRM already, and we do have connections to some of the biggest CRM solutions out there, like Salesforce and Dynamics as an add-on. But we do have Atlas CRM for JIRA, which is a CRM solution that is built on top of JIRA. So you no longer have to switch out to a different application, and all your sort of content, customer information and customer support tickets will be at the same place. And lastly, one of my favorite actually is JIRA Theme for JIRA Service Desk. So what they did is they basically create this new tool to reskin the Service Desk portal. So Service Desk already offers customization ability, but if you want to take it to the next level, JIRA Theme for JIRA Service Desk is a great way, great add-on to look into. They allow you to reskin and move things around and make it very pretty, make it so it suits your brand as well. And not only those, we actually have 350 JIRA Service Desk compatible marketplace add-on in the marketplace. So I urge you, if you have any features or things you need that is not from the out-of-the-box product, there's probably something from the marketplace that can solve what you need. And so lastly, I want to end, Jared and I want to end with sort of 4 key takeaways we want to leave you from this talk. So firstly is don't be a slave to your tool. So it's very common for, like Jared in the past, that your tool sort of restricts how your team will work. So you start working in a way that suits your tool but doesn't suit your team. So the best way is actually define what you really want your team to work like, and then look for a tool that actually can enhance how your team works. Next one is that we hear that a lot from our customers as well, that by having the support team and the development team together at the same place makes everything so much better, because now the information is at the same place. They can see each other, moving tickets, moving information between the 2 teams. When they're at the same place, it's a lot easier as well. And the third last is that knowledge base is a great next step to take. It's a very scalable way to scale your service desk for your customer, and it also benefits your agent heaps as well. And lastly, if you have additional capabilities or new ideas you want to look into, go check out the marketplace. And if you haven't started using JIRA Service Desk, or you're using JIRA Service Desk but not for customer service, we have this link, Atlassian.com/customer service, which contains information about what JIRA Service Desk can do for customer service. And that's it from us. Thank you.